I'm Tom Curran. I'm speaking to you from Cape May, New Jersey today. It's February 18th. It's around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd like to go over some changes that we're making at Curran Wealth Management, which are designed to improve the services that we provide all of our clients. On the surface, it may appear that we're changing titles and not much more than that. But I assure you that there's much more to what we're about to discuss than title changes. The people you know and talk to most frequently are what we have been calling relationship managers. Relationship manager title will be changing to private wealth manager. Now, let me give you a little bit of history about the whole service model that we created and the concept of the relationship manager. It was more than 15 years ago. It was relationship manager is a title that was commonly used. And I think it was really reflective of a time when most of what we did, in spite of what we may have said, most of what we did was around the investment management, the money that people would place with us. And the services we offered were essentially around investment management. They were around the concept of how much money would you need to achieve a security in retirement or educate your children, or pretty much metric-related questions. How much do I need? Over the years, we began to hear the concept wealth manager more and more frequently. And so the wealth management has a whole lot more to do than simply going through a series of steps to achieve wealth. Wealth management involves much more than that. Yes, it's investment. It's how do we get to where we need to be in order to secure a retirement or pay for a child's education. But in addition to that, wealth management has something to do with keeping the money. It has something to do with the whole idea of tax. I learned a long time ago that the most important part of what you earn is how much you keep. So earnings are one thing, but how much of it you keep and efficiently reinvest is very, very important, if not critical. So we get back to the private wealth manager. The private wealth manager's goal and objective is to look at everything that you do. In every area that comes under finances, to include insurance, to include investments, to include tax, because remember I said, it's all about how much you keep, not how much you earn. To look at all of that and to compile it in a way and report it to you in ways that you act on, you know how you're doing, and you know what needs to be done over a period of time in order for you to secure what we all want, and that is to be able to live independently when we grow older, to be able to educate our children. That's what a private wealth manager does, and that's what we are moving to. We can't do that overnight, but we're beginning that step today. Part of that is what we're calling private wealth administrators. The private wealth administrator's goal is to provide you with all the services you need on a day-to-day basis to get your day-to-day needs taken care of. For example, you need a check, or you have a question about your account, or you're not sure how to access something in Curran's portal Panorama. That's administration. You're opening a new account. That's administration. You need a wire sent for some reason. That's administration. So what we're doing is we're working to relieve our wealth managers from those kinds of tasks and to put those tasks in the hands of people who do it all the time and can do it efficiently and meet the needs that you have on a day-to-day basis. That's where the administrator will come in, the private wealth administrator. In addition, we've created a new role, a new title called Private Wealth Coordinator. There are things that happen in all of our lives and all of our investment portfolios, all of our wealth management needs that require a little boost, a little special attention. Someone who can concentrate on that particular element of what you're trying to achieve. That's the Private Wealth Coordinator. And that's a new title we have here, and that will be added into what we currently have. So when we're all said and done, when it's all said and done, we're going to have 3 private wealth managers, the same people you deal with today. We currently have 1 administrator. We are going to add a 2nd administrator, and we've already added the coordinator. And again, the goal is to bring all of your finances together in a way that makes sense, that you can look at, your spouse can look at, and make sense of it. More importantly, to have confidence in what's going on and to know what's going on. And if you don't know what's going on, our goal is to get it to you in a way that makes sense to you so that you do understand it. We need to be able to look at numbers. We need to be able to look at the risk that we're protecting ourselves from. If you have a low return portfolio because you're risk averse, how are you ever going to be able to build your assets to a point where you can self-insure if you're only earning 1 or 2%? There's nothing wrong with that, but we have to be realistic about what that can achieve. That is wealth management. That is a portion of what we're talking about. If your assets are earning 12% short term and they're being taxed as ordinary income, you're not earning 12%. It goes on and on and on. There are times when we should insure risks. There are times when we should invest to build up our assets to, in effect, self-insure. But it's not an easy answer for everyone because the answers tend to differ by circumstance, by tolerance, by what the expectations are. So, were we doing that? Is anyone in our business really doing it? I'm sure there are a few. But I think financial services in general is still enslaved to the whole idea of investment returns. Now let me talk a little bit about our investment returns. The World's Best Money Managers report came out the other day by Lipper, and Lipper measures performance over various time periods. For the time period 10 years ending December 2020, our strategy, which almost every one of our clients owns, large cap core growth equity, is number 2. That includes the Vanguards, the JP Morgans, the Fidelities. We're number 2 in terms of net performance over that 10-year period. But in addition, we are number 1 for the 1-year period, number 1 for the 3-year period. I think we fall down to 4 or 5 for the 5-year period. If I thought for 1 minute that simply being a great money manager, getting a great return, was the single solution to securing all of our clients' financial security, we wouldn't be having this discussion. But we're having the discussion because security and your future financial net worth, which is where your security comes from, is dependent on much more than investment returns. We've got the investment return part down. Our investment returns across all of our strategies is very good. But in order for you to secure your financial security, it's going to take a whole lot more than that. Curran's goal has always been to give you the service, give you the people, and to do it as well and as efficiently as possible. And that's what we're doing. And that's why we're changing what seems to be working so very well, because I think in this world that we're moving into, it has to be a lot better. We have to be a lot better. We have to be better to serve your needs, and that's what we're going to do here. And I go from one challenge to another, I suppose. But this challenge, I think, that faces all of us is enormous. And I don't think the way we were doing things will work going forward. We'll get by, we'll get through, but we need something a whole lot more than that. I'm dedicating a lot of time, a lot of effort, and investment to making this work. I hope you can be patient with us. I hope you can understand why we may change the way you relate on a day-to-day basis with Curran. Please appreciate that what we're trying to do is improve the service. We're trying to give you more people to be dependent on, not a single person, but to get a team together that becomes very familiar to you in your day-to-day financial lives. That's the goal, and that's why I'm doing this. The pandemic probably gets the credit for this, because during the pandemic, I had some time to think, and the more I thought about it, I came to conclude that I've concluded that we've got to do this differently. We've got to do it better. And I think all of you understand how difficult it is to do things today. You call your cable company, you call your bank, and you get these incessant outgoing messages that are commercials. You wait in line, you get cut off, you don't know who you're talking to. It's very frustrating. We're going to keep the face-to-face, the very intimate relationships that we have with our clients. That won't change. The goal is to make it better. Thank you for listening to this. It's a little longer than I wanted it to be, but I think you understand why we're doing it. And if you have any questions, please call your private wealth manager. They will probably say, look, we've got big visions of what we want to accomplish. We'll know it when we get there, and it's going to be a tough road. But we're going to make it happen. It'll be better. And I hope that all of you appreciate why we're doing it. And we're going to keep doing everything we're doing, and we're adding more onto it. Again, thank you all. Have a very good day, and I hope to see you all soon.